Have you ever felt tired of pretending? Tired of acting strong when you're hurting? Tired of smiling when you're struggling? Tired of becoming the version of yourself that everyone else expects? If your answer is yes, then you're not alone. Most people spend years trying to fit into a world that tells them who they should be. Be successful. Be perfect. Be confident. Be strong. Be accepted. And little by little, they begin to lose touch with who they truly are. They wear masks to gain approval. They hide their flaws to avoid judgment. They silence their thoughts to avoid rejection. But eventually, a question begins to grow inside them. What if I stopped pretending? What if I simply became myself? And that is where true freedom begins. Welcome to Chapter 4. The courage to be yourself. Being yourself sounds simple. But in reality, it is one of the hardest things a person can do. Why? Because authenticity requires courage. It requires the courage to disappoint people. The courage to be misunderstood. The courage to stand alone. And most importantly, the courage to accept yourself exactly as you are. Many people believe courage means having no fear. But real courage is acting despite fear. It is choosing truth even when lies seem easier. It is choosing authenticity even when pretending feels safer. Think about a child. A child doesn't worry about being accepted. A child laughs loudly, cries openly, expresses emotions honestly. Children don't wear masks. But as they grow older, they learn something. They learn that some behaviors are rewarded and others are criticized. Slowly, they begin to edit themselves. They start hiding parts of who they are. And over time, they create a version of themselves that feels acceptable to the world. The problem is that every mask comes with a cost. The more you pretend, the more disconnected you become from yourself. And eventually, you wake up one day wondering why you feel empty. You have the approval. You have the success. You have the image. But you don't have peace. Because peace can never come from pretending. Peace comes from authenticity. One of the greatest misconceptions in life is that everyone else has it figured out. People look at others and think, they are more confident than me. They are happier than me. They know exactly who they are. But appearances are often deceiving. Behind many confident faces are hidden insecurities. Behind many smiles are silent struggles. Behind many achievements are private fears. Everyone is fighting battles you cannot see. That realization changes everything. Because once you understand that nobody is perfect, you stop trying to become perfect. You start becoming real. And real is always more powerful than perfect. Authenticity does not mean sharing every detail of your life. It does not mean being rude in the name of honesty. It means living in alignment with your values. It means your actions reflect your true beliefs. It means your words match your heart. When your inner world and outer world become aligned, something amazing happens. You stop feeling exhausted. Because pretending requires energy. Authenticity creates freedom. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack every day. Inside that backpack are expectations. Fear of judgment. Fear of rejection. Fear of failure. Fear of not being enough. Now imagine putting that backpack down. Imagine how light you would feel. That is what authenticity feels like. It is the freedom to stop performing. The freedom to stop proving. The freedom to simply exist. Many people spend their entire lives chasing approval. They want everyone to like them. Everyone to agree with them. Everyone to accept them. But there is a problem. If you live for everyone's approval, you become a prisoner of their opinions. Your happiness becomes dependent on people you cannot control. And that is a dangerous place to live. The truth is simple. Not everyone will like you. Not everyone will understand you. Not everyone will support your journey. And that's okay. Your purpose is not to be liked by everyone. Your purpose is to be true to yourself. The moment you stop seeking universal approval, you gain personal freedom. Think about the people you admire most. The leaders. The innovators. The artists. The thinkers. What made them remarkable? It wasn't their ability to fit in. It was their willingness to be different. They had the courage to follow their own path. They chose authenticity over acceptance. And because of that, they changed the world. Authenticity creates confidence. Not fake confidence. Real confidence. The kind that doesn't depend on validation. The kind that remains even when nobody is watching. Real confidence comes from knowing who you are. Knowing what you stand for. And refusing to betray yourself. Every time you tell the truth, confidence grows. Every time you honor your values, confidence grows. Every time you choose authenticity over approval, confidence grows. Confidence isn't built by pretending to be someone else. It is built by becoming more of who you already are. One of the biggest fears people face is rejection. They fear that if others see the real version of them, they won't be accepted. But here's the paradox. When you hide who you are, people cannot truly connect with you. They connect with the mask, not the person. Real connection only happens when authenticity is present. When you allow people to see the real you, something powerful happens. The right people stay. The wrong people leave. And that's a good thing. Because quality matters more than quantity. A few genuine relationships are worth more than 1,000 superficial ones. Authenticity attracts authenticity. Truth attracts truth. Realness attracts realness. The relationships built on honesty are stronger, deeper, and more meaningful. Because they are built on reality, not performance. Being yourself also means accepting your imperfections. Perfection is an illusion. Nobody has a perfect life. Nobody has a perfect body. Nobody has perfect confidence. Nobody has perfect relationships. Everyone is imperfect. And that's what makes us human. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is growth. The goal is progress. The goal is becoming a better version of yourself while accepting who you are today. Self-acceptance is not giving up. It is the foundation of transformation. You cannot improve something you refuse to acknowledge. You cannot heal something you refuse to accept. Acceptance is where growth begins. Imagine looking into a mirror. Not a mirror that reflects your appearance, but a mirror that reflects your soul. What would you see? Would you see someone living authentically? Or someone hiding behind expectations? Would you see courage? Or fear? Would you see truth? Or performance? The answer doesn't matter. What matters is your willingness to be honest. Because honesty is the first step toward freedom. Every authentic life begins with one decision. The decision to stop pretending. Not tomorrow. Not someday. Today. Right now. You don't need permission to be yourself. You don't need validation to be yourself. You don't need approval to be yourself. You only need courage. Courage to stand in your truth. Courage to embrace your uniqueness. Courage to trust that who you are is enough. The world doesn't need another copy. It doesn't need another imitation. It needs you. The real you. Your voice. Your perspective. Your story. Your gifts. Your authenticity. That is where your power lives. Not in perfection. Not in performance. But in truth. As we conclude this chapter, remember this. You were never meant to spend your life wearing masks. You were never meant to become a character in someone else's story. You were never meant to hide your light. You were meant to live authentically. to speak honestly, to love genuinely, to grow continuously, and to become the person you were always meant to be. Because at the end of the day, the greatest success is not being admired by everyone. The greatest success is being able to look in the mirror and say, "This is who I am. This is my truth. And I am proud of it." That is real freedom. That is real confidence. That is the courage to be yourself. And with that, we come to the end of chapter 4. Today, we learned that true strength is not found in pretending to be someone else, it's found in having the courage to be yourself. The world may reward perfection, but real fulfillment comes from authenticity. When you stop wearing masks, stop chasing approval, and start living according to your values, something incredible happens. You finally become free. Remember this. You don't need to be perfect to be worthy. You don't need everyone's approval to be valuable. And you don't need to change who you are to deserve love and respect, ****. The greatest success in life is not becoming who others expect you to be. It's becoming the person you were always meant to be. If you enjoyed this chapter and found value in its message, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful lessons on psychology, self-improvement, and personal growth. In the next chapter, we'll continue this journey of understanding ourselves and others on a deeper level. Until then, remember, your authenticity is your greatest superpower. The moment you stop pretending is the moment you truly begin to live. Thank you for listening. See you in the next chapter.